Hello, happy Friday. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on where you're joining from in the world. Thanks for coming to hang out, and what a week we had. House of the Dragon is back on TV. Shuri's here. Shuri's in the house. She's showing you her magnificent tail. You're a bit early, Bubs. You want to say hi to the channel members? I'm sure they appreciate that. Look at that tail, like a raccoon. But as I was saying, House of the Dragon, Supergirl, finally. Supergirl came out in cinemas and I got to see it yesterday. And Howie released Artisan Harley Quinn. Was it worth the wait? We'll talk about it. I know some people were worried there wasn't enough newsy news, but Consistent Cousin turns up every Friday. We're keeping Fridays alive. So I'm here, and how long this stream will go for, I don't know. But we'll be here for, I would say, an hour and a half at least, because, I can talk. Your girl can talk. I've got Noble Young. He loves foxes that are peaceful with ninjas that have black hearts. One day I hope you just comment words. That would be nice. But anyway, hello to you. Figure Fan for Life is here. Greetings to you. We've got Gilbert. Hello, all from the Netherlands. Hello, Gilbert. I hope you're doing well. Good afternoon to you. We've got AC Toyman. Hello, and the many high fives, or high fives to you too. Happy Friday. Figure Fan for Life says, was the movie good? I'm going to discuss that at a point in the stream, because I'm a bit funny in that I personally think even someone saying if they liked it or not is a spoiler. I know I'm very particular in my views on all these things. I even got annoyed that because I don't watch trailers, and then being at the cinema, all these trailers, and they showed a trailer for Spider-Man, and I saw way more than I wanted to see, and I was really like, oh, I should have. I don't know how I could have avoided it, but anyway, I will definitely share my reaction a little bit later with a spoiler warning, because I do want to talk about Supergirl. Did you go see it? Have people seen Supergirl? I'd be keen to know if they've seen it. And as I said, we'll talk about Supergirl, because I'm convinced one is on the way from InArt. Kate Lee is here. Happy Friday, friends. Are we going to talk about the JazzInc updates? We will talk about some, not all. I'll be honest, did I watch the stream? Absolutely not. I actually thought the stream was tonight, if I'm completely honest. I got home from the cinema and I had an email going stream tonight, and it was at my midnight. I'm in the same time zone as Hong Kong. And I just went, no, I choose sleep. So I saw some updates in the group. We'll talk about that. I've got the other things we might talk about, but I'm just at a point where I can't get hyped for renders and we're gonna do, and here's the custom head sculpt, until we get the Catwoman. I know I'm a broken record. Until I can see how the factories they're using in China can translate these figures, as much as they're doing characters I'm interested in, I can't get excited for them. And I'm really at a point where I'm like, I don't know how much airtime I want to keep giving them. So we'll talk about the Wonder Woman. We'll talk about the final factory photos of the Catwoman sculpt. And then we'll talk about another thing to do with JazzInc. So we'll talk about them a bit. We won't not talk about them, but I'm not going to, oh, they tease this, they tease that. Here's the shopping list of things. No, thank you. I didn't even watch their last stream, which I feel was just a few weeks ago. And I still have a really big bugbear that they never formally tell you the delays in the group or via an email. You've got to follow the breadcrumb of whose YouTube channel have they been on this week to share the latest delay, because it's delayed again. And part of the reason I also didn't feel compelled to watch the stream is I knew I'd just get most of it scanning the group. So some, not all, is what I will say. But nice to see you in the chat, Keith. Raymond's here. Hi, Helen. Won't be able to catch the stream live today. We'll see you on the replay. Have a good weekend. Thank you, Raymond. Hope you're doing something fun and that you have a nice weekend. Anthony Stanfield's here. Hi, Helen. I believe as a collective we manifested the InArt rooted Supergirl. Hope she looks great. Oh, I hope she looks great too. Oh, it's gonna be my first licensed figure pre-order for the year, Supergirl, because all I've ordered this year was the Mars Toys Harvey Dent. So I think Supergirl is gonna be my first PO for 2026. Hey, it's Evangelia's here. Good to see the Gunverse Harley is here. Still waiting for my Snyderverse Harley, though. We're waiting for a lot of things. I actually do have the release schedule. We'll talk about that right at the end. What was promised and what we're probably not going to get in the next 4 days. Because, I don't know. I don't know what's happening at the Hot Toys factory. Renz is here. Hello. Hello to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. AJ is here. Greetings, friends. Hope all is well. I'm good, AJ. I hope you and Mrs. Ashley are doing well. Moose is here as well. This is the best of times if you're a savvy collector, the worst of times if you are leaving the hobby. It's all subjective, I think. Figure Fan for Life saw Disclosure Day. Fair enough. And the JazzInc stream. Well, you're a more patient person than I am. I just don't think I can do those streams anymore. I really don't. Hot Toys collected JazzInc Catwoman is delayed again and again. Oh, it sure is. Coming in Q4 2025. Q1 2026. Final production pictures in April. Definitely out the door. Early copies in July. Lol. Mike is here. Hey, everyone. Hope everyone had a great week. Looking forward to the Supergirl comparisons once InArt fully reveals theirs. Yes. Keith Lee says, it's okay. The hosts of the live stream got plenty excited for all of us about the JazzInc updates. Yeah, they sure do. They sure do. I could say so much, but I'm not going to because I feel like I'm going to get in trouble one of these days. But yeah, I feel like there's people that can't be objective when it comes to JazzInc because they have a friendship or perceive a friendship with JazzInc and they're not objective anymore. That's fine. They don't have to be. They can run their channels how they want. I run my channel how I want. Yeah, that's all I'll say. I could say so much more, but I'll get in trouble. Laura's here. Hello. Hello to you, Laura. Happy Friday. Hope you're doing well. So a cute little picture of, I think it was Rex on your profile before. What a cute little boy. Ace says, happy Friday. Saw Supergirl movie and most of the out-of-theater reviewers are correct. Well, the reviews I saw were a very mixed bag, but I'm going to talk about that a bit later because if people don't want to know, I don't want to... I do my best not to spoil things for people, and I do feel like reactions are a spoiler. Tiny Art Guys here. Happy Friday, Helen. Happy Friday to you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're surviving the heat over in the UK. Anthony as well. I saw on it made the Australian news. The heat wave in the UK made the news here. And I think, did they say it was like one of the hottest days like ever on record? And I laughed because they were interviewing people in England asking them if the weather was making them consider putting air conditioning in their houses, which made me chuckle because I was like, oh, I don't know that you can have a house in Australia without air conditioning. You would have a horrible, horrible time. Renz has got his popcorn out. Not yet, Renz. It's coming. It's coming. Kyle is here. Hello, Kyle. Happy Friday to you. Mike says, I didn't see the JazzInc stream, but sounds like there was some brown nosing going on. Lol. I didn't watch it. I'm just a bit not understanding. Like, JazzInc has their own channel. Why don't they use it? Because surely that's easier for people to find as well. Because if you're subscribed to their YouTube, as I said, there's so many collecting YouTube channels out there. I know I'm not subscribed to all of them. I assume not everyone is. So I really, like, I get if they want to have people come on and, like, co-host with them or MC, but have it on your channel, or at least, like, with StreamYard, you can share it to multiple locations. So you could have it on the JazzInc and on the other YouTuber's channel. I think that would be a good way to do it as well. That was Rex. He's very cute. Tiny Art Guy says, yep, pricing up aircon as we speak. Wow. It's made quite an impression. We've got Martin K. Happy Friday. I have the day off so I can watch the stream live. Woo. Well, woo. I'm glad you're here. Love the throw of the hands. What do you mean? I'm just Greek. I speak with my hands. Haven't you noticed? It's just the way I am, Keith. Anthony Stanfield, UK heatwave, hottest day in June record has been broken. Last 3 consecutive days in a row. All 3 days over 36. I'm melting. I'd take that right now. It is very cold and rainy here. I'm not having fun. It was weird. I was on their channel and no stream, had to go find it. And that's exactly my point. I don't get why they're at least not co-hosting it on their channel. Because even when they announced it, they're like, oh, we're doing a stream. And they didn't even say, like, whose channel, what's channel. So I was like, are you doing it on your own channel for once? Because I think that's where people would naturally go. So I still a bit... So much of what they do doesn't make sense to me. Oh, Gilbert says, I've pre-ordered the Supergirl today. I need a Supergirl in my collection, and I already missed out on the Flash Supergirl. Yeah, Flash Supergirls are becoming a bit of a grail, isn't she? Very hard to find. I don't think you'll have problems finding a Millie one, because I think we're going to get one from Hot Toys and InArt. Keith says, part of the criticism is that all the questions they ask you were softball type questions. You can be respectful while asking real and good questions. I personally, here you go, I'm going to get called a Denobi again. That's fine. I'm going to roll with it. I feel like Yoast is very deliberate with who he picks for the product launch streams. And it's not the people that might ask more pressing questions. But again, I feel like if you want it to be a very hyped stream, do it on your channel. That's how I just don't get why JazzInc don't do it on their channel. Yeah. Oh, what can I say? I saw a Reddit post on JazzInc's Wonder Woman, and it looks like third-party quality. Oh, I've got some opinions. Got some opinions on the old Wonder Woman, don't you worry. We'll get there. We'll get there. Let's start off. Before we launch into the news, as always, I want to take a moment to thank my amazing channel members. Thank you for supporting. I've got the Broke Collector, AJ Agrusa, Pop Culture Living Room, Costa, whose birthday it is today. Hornia Pola Costa, many happy returns. Kevin LaFranc, Aaron Broveman, Tijuana Mike, Keith Lee, Valkyrie Magnus, Ms. Batwoman, Bob Dylan, Blue Tattoo, Windman42, Blurred Dad Life, Moose Dream, Tiny Art Guy, Anthony Stanfield, Cousin Anthony over at Figure Posing Channel, Ramstein Fan, Hawk Benji, Batman Collectibles, Gojo 2005, Big Rib, Star Child L7, Raymond, and Display Lab Collectibles. Guys, thank you so much. Appreciate you. DK Collecting. That's a new name, I think. Denmark here. Nice. 35 degrees, working from home in my office collector's room. Had to switch off all the displays because the excess heat from the light caused the light tape to go loose and cause headache. Oh, goodness, that's no good. I have to say that's probably the one thing about this room is that it does heat up with all the lights, although I have a blanket in my lap because it's cold and I'm a nana. I feel very old lately. I Ironically, Yoast mentioned he didn't think it was difficult for anyone to get product updates since he's on different streams. Well, seriously, Yoast just doesn't strike me as being that open to feedback regarding things he should listen to. Because I was told he flashed up another not the final Catwoman on the stream. But it's not easy to get the product updates because, again, you're not hosting those streams on your channel. And I've even seen comments from people when there's product updates to go, I had no idea this was changing. Not everyone is sitting in his group. Like, I know there's some people that live in that group and they want to answer every question on behalf of Yoast and be part of the hype squad, the Faith Militant, and post all the pictures and this is amazing, this is so good, oh my God, Yoast has done it again. That's not everyone. And also, not everyone has 2 hours to, if not longer, to sit through a live stream because I just knew, because every live stream I feel like he's had since he's launched the Catwoman, that has the least amount of update. It's all other stuff that, oh, I'm maybe going to do this and maybe do that. And you're like, tell us about the Catwoman. It takes 2 seconds to do a Facebook post. Lord knows he posts about enough other stuff that he could easily do a post when he knows that date is changing to tell us. I'm like, is it arrogance? Is it learning? I don't know what it is, but I know people are giving him some good feedback and he's just... The Emperor only listens to Faith Militant. Dr. No is here. G'day, Shuri, Helen, and fellow collectors. Hit the like button. I mean, I'd appreciate it. There's 42 people. It's funny, when I'm live and talking about the JazzInc, I do tend to get a few people that just wander in, and I often wonder, where have they come from? How have they suddenly known? Batman Collectibles is here. Evening, Helen. As an 89 enthusiast, the Bat computer looks amazing. That price, though, rough. And I mean, and that's not the price. That's without the vault. So how much is that going to be? Like, for me, I feel like the complete setup has that suit vault. And I love the Faith Militant going, oh, well, it's less than custom ones. But yeah, but the custom ones have the vault. So until we know the price on the vault, but also the size, because a lot of those custom artists, like, is it IC dioramas? They're doing like full modular case size dioramas. This is big, but it's not a full filler DF20 with this diorama. So I'm just like, it was probably less than I expected, but it was still up there. And as I say, and we don't know how much the vault is going to be to add on. Ramstein Fantasy, howdy, Helen, Shuri in chat. Shuri was here at the start saying hello. Hopefully she'll come back. Alex Thompson, hello to you. It's 30 degrees in the UK right now, and it feels like Mustafa. Oh, mate, don't come to Australia. You won't have a fun time. It does make me laugh, though, because so many Brits come to Australia, and I'm like, did you know what the weather was like before you got here? Figure it out. Reviews is here. Hello, everybody. Hello to you. Martin says, I'm a huge Catwoman fan, so it kind of killed me not to pre-order it, but I'm glad I didn't. I didn't have to put up with this JazzInc nonsense. Well, I mean, it's still up for pre-order. They told us the pre-orders were going to close, and joke's on us, the pre-orders never closed. Look, I have some regrets about my pre-order, not going to lie. And I have always said, until I get the figure in hand, I'm not pre-ordering a second thing from them. No way. Dr. No says, it's very hot here, but the UK take their temperature readings from a runway at Heathrow Airport. They used to have several locations averaged out. A bit of a scam now. Oh, really? I thought it was a few. I feel like here they do it across a few locations. Keith said, in all fairness, from what we could see, what he flash showed of the Catwoman on the stream, it looked decent and refined. Also, they made updates to the window diorama to include glass and snow. So I saw the video. Those curtains still look... Guys, do you know what I'm going to do? Where are my scissors? Should I make some curtains live on the stream? Oh man, where are my scissors? I thought I had scissors. Oh, I found them, guys. I'm going to make some curtains like JazzInc live on the stream. Look, it's so easy. Oh, look how beautiful that is. Look at the craftsmanship. I'm going to sell them and I'll give my channel members a discount. The snow was just like a big block of plastic sitting on top of it. Very different to what they showed where it was more like a paint effect applied on it. So is that a win? I guess it's subjective to people. I just laughed at that big blocky piece of plastic and the fact that the curtains still look atrocious. Aaron's here. Hey, Aaron. Yost did say the Catwoman he showed on the stream was final and there were no other updates. I thought I heard the hair was not final, though. Because that was getting shared in the group. And people were saying, oh, but the hair or something is not final. So, again, I don't think it was the final version we're getting. Figure Fan for Life says, it sounds like he's trying to poach other people's stuff. That's the impression I had. Maybe. And it's interesting because I've noticed in the group, people keep asking him about Viola and if she's still involved. And he doesn't answer that question. Because I too have noticed some different names being used. Wow, we're having the JazzInc conversation early. Anthony says, I went to the JazzInc channel to look for the live stream, but couldn't find it. I went to Facebook, but the link was a short announcement video. Couldn't find the live stream, so never saw it. My case in point. StreamYard lets you stream to multiple locations, and the vast majority of people in this community that are streaming are using StreamYard. That should be one of the conditions. If you can have it on your channel, but you are sharing the location to JazzInc, so it's also on their channel as well. It's such a simple, low effort thing to do. Aaron says the vault is supposed to come later. I think kind of like that because I have space for the vault, but not the computer, I don't think. Yeah, I think like it is coming later, but as I said, I feel like for most people, if you're getting that big diorama, you want the vault. So you don't know what you're up for as far as cost. Like, what is this full thing going to cost you? Then how much is it going to cost to ship? As I said, I see the vault as part of it. So it seems like they've made half an announcement. Batman Collectible says also lots of concerns with how long the screens will last. Lots of complaints about electrical going out on many of the cars. Oh, really? There you go. 112 today in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm wearing my Phoenix Mercury hoodie. I remember being in Phoenix for the WNBA All-Star game, and I think it was like, I want to say 119 degrees Fahrenheit. It was ridiculous. And they had people out in the street in downtown Phoenix handing out bottles of water because I think they were worried all of us tourists were going to like collapse from dehydration. Phoenix has a very special place in my heart. I love Phoenix. 35 degrees Celsius rookie numbers. I know, right, Rens? Aaron says, the electrical on the Batmobile, sometimes my lights turn on randomly without me touching anything. Oh my God. I thought it was my dead dad trying to talk to me. Maybe it's Yost trying to talk to you. Oh my God, I've got so many comments. Tiny Art Guy says, I've got the basic clean Catwoman pre-ordered, but agreeing with you, Helen, no. Crafting time with Helen, new segment. Dude, I'm going into custom curtains. Who wants one? Maybe I'll give this away. No more pre-orders with JazzInc until I get her in hand. 100% Tiny Art Guy. And this is why I can't get excited because people see like the Batgirl and the Poison Ivy and they message me and they're like, hey, look at this. Like, are you going to get this? And I'm like, no. No. I'm not committing to anything else. I cannot get excited till I understand what the quality is. That's too much work, Helen. Just pull a couple of Kleenex from the box. Instant curtains. I mean, not far off. Stop, Helen. The JazzInc police will come for you. Probably. I have on occasion had faith militant people come into the comments, and they typically don't like my responses when I quote back to them their own fanboying from the group. They haven't styled the hair yet, that is true. So it's not final. DK collecting. Yoast and his cult following are hyping this one up so much. It can only disappoint. I'm sick of hearing about it. And the glaze he gets from certain YouTubers just because he gives interviews. Yeah, and I mean, they get a ton of super chats. And there's YouTubers that get stuff for free. There's YouTubers who get stuff for free. Not all of them, but some of them do. And they don't disclose that. And what makes me laugh is I've seen situations where it's been put to them that they should be a bit more objective about JazzInc, and that they kind of pump Yoast tires and, oh my God, some pearls were clutched. How dare you say I'm like that? I'm like, well, you are. You are. Remember, JazzInc final product will be the last figure when the last figure is produced. I'm not sure what you mean, but I mean, I guess you mean the quality because they're doing batches, right? And we saw that with InArt in the early days where you saw some issues in later batches that the first ones didn't have. Was it the ring with Gandalf? Was it Gandalf that had the ring and later batches didn't have like an inscription on them or something? Yesterday, he repeatedly referenced Viola, so sounds like she's working with him. Is that on older things or newer things? Because with the Poison Ivy and the Batgirl, there has been no mention of her. And I know people have asked in the comments, and they just get ignored. If the A-teamer on the Batgirl and Poison Ivy is the B-team on Wonder Woman, it looks a bit rough, but knowing JazzInc, it'll go through 27,000 iterations. Facts. We will talk. We will talk about that. I need someone to post the Catwoman since the Eternal Toys Michelle Pfeiffer was a horror show. Yeah, I hope, given he is in the Netherlands and he's an amazing poser, I'm hoping that maybe Yoast, not that he's going to listen to me, tells Cousin Anthony to come take some photos, like with the 89 Batmobile. Cousin Anthony did the really cool photos you saw of the 89 Batmobile with the Hot Toys Batman and Joker, and there were some fantastic poses, and it was a really nice shoot. So I'm hoping they get someone suitably qualified as far as posing and taking good shots to take some photos of that Catwoman, because I feel like certain YouTubers are going to get it early, and I feel like a lot of them are more promoters than reviewers, so I take what they say with a grain of salt. Viola did do the Wonder Woman, but since then, crickets, she posted it on Insta. And that Wonder Woman's been in the works for a while. Batman Collectible says, I hate to be ugly, but that Wonder Woman does not look great. We've got a topic before JazzInc, but hold that thought. Zord and Philly will be doing the blogger photos. Really? Is that what they said? Okay. There you go. Cousin Anthony's right in his backyard, but okay, Zord and Philly. So speaking of some figures that don't look great, I know the title for my stream was very long. If you didn't see it, the last section of the title was Eve Macarro done dirty again. And I don't know who Black Box Toys are, but you need to come to the front of the classroom and explain yourself. What on earth is this? What is this? I laugh because it's a very brazen thing to put the actual name of the character on the product photos for third-party figures. Obviously, you know, when I used to stream with Joao, and he's got quite a bit of knowledge about manufacturing in China, and he had explained that a lot of the times with intellectual property, it's not about the likeness in China, it's more about the name. So you can make a Jim Carrey Riddler that looks just like him, the outfit, we all know who it's meant to be. But if that box does not say Jim Carrey or Riddler or whatever, go off you go, third-party company. So likeness, not as much of an issue as much as the name, which is why we get the funky third-party names. But this made me laugh because they've used the name. But I mean, I think you could argue, no, it's just a coincidence because this is clearly not Ana de Armas. Who is this? The plastic shine on the head sculpt is so bad. This is like one of those generic head sculpts you would get with a really cheap third-party body. It just looks so bad. I just looked at this and was like, why? It's crazy to me. I just don't know if there's anything particularly redeeming about the figure. I mean, I could understand there being some interest in some of the accessories, but I'm not even sure some of these clothes are the right color. Like, I don't know that this jacket is the right color, but that sculpt is just like, who is this? And you know it's impressive if you make the Hot Toys figure actually look not that bad. Like, Black Box Toys, for that, I'm going to give you a bit of applause. Because someone like me that has the Ballerina on pre-order is going, well, it could have been worse. It could have been this. The hair, the scalp, everything about it is just not. In some of these pictures, the coat looks almost brown. So I'm just like, has Ana de Armas done something to offend the country of China? Like, what's going on? Why does no one want to give us a figure that remotely looks like her? Except for J&D, bless their hearts, but I don't have space for a third scale statue. So I can't believe I'm sitting here going, I hope J&D does a 6 scale. Because my goodness, Black Box Eve Macarro. I honestly don't know who Black Box are, what else they've released, but if this is the standard, and what got me was on 1/6 kit, $214. $214 US for this. I'm thinking about figures like we got the Mars Toys Mr. D just recently, 150 US. We got the Two-Face and Riddler in previous years. They were, I want to say, around like 180. Multiple head sculpts, a ton of accessories, really nice tailoring. They're asking $214 for this. It has rolling eyes, but honestly, who cares? This thing is a car crash, and I'm someone that I like third party, have a lot of third party figures in my collection, and there's very few that I've bought where I've gone, this is actually really poor. This is just, I don't know what this is, but as I said, I laugh because I was like, you've made the Hot Toys one look good, and that's a pretty impressive feat. And if any custom artist by any chance is watching this, please give us a really nice Ana de Armas sculpt to replace on this Ballerina. I'm not convinced Hot Toys is going to update this. We're going to get the Gal Gadot lookalike. So Black Box Eve Macarro. If you want to spend $214 US on this, this is what you're getting. You're going to get a sculpt of someone that does look female. At least it looks female. We can tick that box. Looks like a woman. Not sure which woman it looks like, but she's got separate rolling eyes. She's got her ballerina figure in the sort of glass display jar. I don't even know what you'd call it. She comes with some weapons. and she comes with some hands, and I'm sure they are the palest, plastickiest looking hands you've ever seen in your life. And you can contact them at blackboxtoys@gmail.com. You know it's professional when they've got a Gmail account. Oh, this is crazy. Let's catch up on the comments. Figure It Out review says, this Eve looks like one of my daughter's Monsters high dolls. I don't know what they are, but if they're cheap, then yeah, it's on par. It's a POS. Yeah, it sure is a POS. Eve Macarro. Definitely Eve Macarro. This makes Hot Toys look good. That's a feat, isn't it? You've made the Hot Toys one look good. Well done, Black Box Toys. Mike says, what is this? What am I looking at? I asked myself these very same questions last night when I'm shocked Kit is even stocking this. I'd love to know how many people order this at the end of the day. Is that a Barbie? I mean, it's not far off, Laura. It's really not. Paul Toys is working on Joy from Blade Runner 2049 and it looks good. Yeah, there was someone else who did, was it T-Art? A custom artist that did a Joy sculpt. I was talking about this with Bob and he was like, I'm hoping they'll reuse it as a ballerina, but I'm not sure. Nothing has been said as yet. Oh, I love this ballerina. Because we love the word nah in Australia. I'm loving it. It's so punny, everyone. Oh, is that supposed to be hair around her face? It's very shiny, isn't it? It's very shiny. Did Hot Toys fund this to make their Eve Macarro look better? Look. Maybe they did. Maybe they did. Figure It Out says, Anna is so beautiful, it's obviously impossible to recreate. I mean, the custom artists have done it. J&D have done a beautiful job of it with their 3rd scale statue. Apparently, she just doesn't translate to 6 scale. Dunno. Blue Tattoo is here. Hey, everyone. Hello to you, Blue. I hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. AC Toyman. Black Box did a Joy. Same sculpt. Oh, so they're just trying to get their money's worth. They obviously made too many. And like, oh, what are we going to do with all these sculpts? I know. We'll make a ballerina. We'll get rid of those sculpts from the warehouse. People will love it. Figure Fan for Life is laughing at car crash. Well, it is a car crash. It's pretty bad. V427, hello to you. The J&D ballerina is top. J&D is killing it lately, even in 1/6. Look. Let's not go too extreme. J&D has definitely shown us some prototypes that look amazing. I think the Two-Face looks really great. I think the Bank Robber Joker looks really good. There's some other stuff that don't look so good. What is that John Wick? Doesn't look like anyone I know. So I'm like, some stuff is, as I say, some stuff is great, some stuff is not. And I feel like the gap is very wide between good and bad with J&D. Keith says Black Box should be blacklisted. I don't think you're wrong. They need to shrink down their Ballerina and Jack Sparrow and Davy Jones like they did with their Bank Robber Joker. That's the best 1/6 mass-produced ever. Also, their Two-Face. Well, I mean, the Bank Robber's not come out yet. It's not come out yet. The prototype looks great. But we've had this discussion on the stream a few times that I do feel like the lack of skull structure underneath the silicone is why we're getting those very soft details, like people talking about the Harry Potter kids looking like they've been stung by bees. Because we saw it with the Joker, the way they changed the skull and the metal structure over time, and it became reduced and reduced. And I think with silicone, you need that structure underneath. So I think that's going to continually be a bit of an issue for them. Anthony says, I asked AI who that lady was and it couldn't come up with an answer. She does not exist. What did that person mean by brown toasting? I don't know what that means. Did I say it? Be sure it's not just my accent sounding funny? I don't know, but hello to you. I think that's another new name. Oh, Dr. No. When I saw this, I thought of you, Helen. Your remarks have not disappointed. Thanks. You know me. Honest reviews, honest comments, honest thoughts. Probably going to get myself in trouble with some of the stuff I've said today. My goodness. Hope all is well. I'm good, Danny. I hope you're well too. J&D has only produced good 6-scale figures that is covered in makeup, but geez, if they shrink and nail the 3rd scale ballerina to 1/6 in same quality, I'll eat my words and a hat. I'm totally with you. If they can make that in 1/6 and keep that likeness, that will be very impressive. I totally agree. Let's move on from Eve Macarro, shall we? Oh, sorry. Think it was brown nosing, trying to score points or something. Yeah, no, brown nosing is definitely being a little bit of a suck up. 47 watching and only 27 likes. What? Come on, people, tap the like button, tap, tap, tap. I mean, I'd appreciate it. Unless it's like the JazzInc fans, they're not hitting the like button. They're probably hitting the dislike button, but that's fine. But if you're here, say hello, drop a like. Turn up every Friday to chat figures, try to keep people entertained, have some conversation. Let the fun begin. JazzInc. JazzInc, tell us these are the final factory sculpts. I feel like we've heard it's the final before. It reminds me of like if you're at work and you have to save documents to like a shared drive and you'll put like document dash final, but then someone edits it and it's document final 2. Then it's document final 3. Then it's document final final. And then you end up with document final final final. Is this document final final final? I don't know. I feel like we're told it's final and then they get feedback and then they want to change stuff. I am fundamentally of the belief that at some point JazzInc just needs to make a decision and say, this is what we're rolling with. Is that this? I don't know. There's a part of me that does wonder, will they gauge reaction and potentially change again? I don't know. It's hard to say. So we got some pictures of the head sculpt, one of the battle damage sculpt on the left, which from the reactions I've seen from a lot of people, they seem to very much like. And then we've got 2 of the sculpts from the clean Catwoman they showed. So this one here with the tongue out, it's a very specific sculpt, obviously, when she's eating the bird. And then we've got 2 different photos of the same sculpt, which I'm guessing, looking at the sort of reflection on the suit, there's some different lighting on this figure. So is she more pale like she's on the right? Isn't she? I don't know. I don't know why you wouldn't just pick the one that you thought was the most accurate to how she looks. What do I even say about these, honestly? Look, I'm encouraged that she has a neck now. She didn't have a neck previously, so it's nice to see that she has a neck. The likeness, I see it in parts and I don't. I do feel like the cheeks are maybe a bit too big. But I am going to reserve my final, is it good, is it not, when I get it in hand. Because for now, they're just pictures. Is this what we're getting? And as someone made the point of very earlier, if they're doing these in batches, there very well may be different. Someone who's getting a first batch compared to someone getting a later batch, there could be differences. Like, the rooted hair on this It looks nice. Is the last one out the factory door going to look as nice as this? We don't know. By my simple maths, which is not based on any fact, I feel like the numbers they've thrown around is around 5,000 pre-orders. And given how many SKUs have 3 sculpts, 6 sculpts, I've got to think they're making at least 10,000 head sculpts. That's a lot. Are they all going to be made with the same care as this? Only time can tell. We don't know. We don't know. And I've ordered mine through 16Kit, so how quick or late am I getting mine? I have absolutely no idea. But we're now being told it was last stream, it was August, September. Now we're September, October. And I think I said earlier in the year, if I get this before Christmas, I'll genuinely be stunned. I'm just perplexed that you know, you guys have said Yost's reaction was, oh, it's so easy to get updates. No, it's not. Because you don't put them on your own channels. It's absolutely wild to me. So it's been interesting to see some people have thinking that the battle damage one looks a lot better. Some people are having a bit of regret of ordering the clean one. I got the clean one. That was my preference because no one else in my display is battle damaged. But I think this is part of the, I guess, JazzInc experience, that if you're wanting to pre-order these figures, there's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a lot of iterations. And if you've really liked the prototype, that may not be what you get. That's another thing that I'm not sure how I feel about that. Let me see what you guys have to say. Mike says those expressions are kind of how I feel about JazzInc when they come up. I'm a bit the same, Mike, and it's funny because I deliberately have excluded them in quite a few streams of late because I'm a bit over it and I just can't get excited for half the stuff they're showing us. Aaron says, I like them, I guess. Sorry, the tongue looks real. Look at that sheen. It does. I mean, there's also a bit of a light flashing onto it. But look, as I said, I'm looking at these and going, okay, not offended by them. But I do want to reserve judgment till I have it in hand. I'm also skeptical as to whether these are actually the final sculpts we're going to get. Hot Toys Collector says September, October in China release, then many months to wait before it's shipped where you live. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it's shipping from China for most people. So I don't know how quickly or late you're going to get it if you get it from Kit. Yost did say he thinks he finally matched the prototype. Well, that's good. Martin says, I think a battle damaged Catwoman would look great next to a Hot Toys Batman Returns figure with the ripped cowl, but I'd rather have a Hot Toys Catwoman. Look, I like the ripped cowl, but it stains the sculpt. And I had mine displayed like that for a couple of weeks, and I could see it starting to stain the bottom of the sculpt. So for me, that's not a long-term display option I'd want to use. But yeah, for me, as I said, I just feel like my display feels like it would be a bit awkward if everyone's very clean and pristine and the one woman on the shelf is looking like this hot mess of a disaster. No, thank you. So yeah, I mean, I'd like a Hot Toys one too. I think we did joke the other week that wouldn't it be funny if Hot Toys and Sideshow went to SDCC and had it as a convention exclusive? That would legitimately make me laugh so hard. Anthony says, I think these look great, but really want to see them in hand. Agreed. And we haven't seen the regular figure. Goodness, use your words, Jemima. We haven't seen the regular figure stand yet. No, I mean, we've seen hardly any of the accessories. We haven't seen the metal claws, and I don't know that they still are metal, but you know what I mean, like the claws we haven't seen. There's like the whip, there's the newspapers, isn't there? They also talked about giving people like a mini bust to display one of the additional head sculpts. Yeah, honestly don't even know what the display stand is. I've got the Clean DX. What am I getting with that as a stand? I have no idea. They've shown us the flocked cats many times. They've shown us the diorama, but then all the other accessories she comes with, we have not seen. Batman Collectible says, I ordered both clean, basic, and battle damaged Catwomans. If I don't like one or both, it'll be much easier to sell basics over the monstrous lux. Yeah, it's true. And I think that's part of my regret Batman Collectibles. I got the clean DX, and I think with time, I probably would have just gotten the basic one. I'm going, what do I need with all these head sculpts? What am I going to do with them? I don't think I'm going to use most of them. And there is a part of me that's still annoyed that we don't have like a fully neutral sculpt with the Catwoman. I would have preferred that over the tongue one we're seeing on screen here. But yeah, I just think in Australia, like JazzInc is a hard resell because of the price tag. And I mentioned this before. I see people trying to sell JazzInc vehicles on Facebook Marketplace, and the price is steep. But that's the cost. Like, I look at their listings for like 3,500 Australian dollars, and I'm like, well, I know that's what it cost you. But not many people are going to see the value in that to want to buy it from you. Let's look at these other same, slightly different. Figure Fan for Life says, I think the Batcave with 12 screens looked good, but it's at least 2 years out. I mean, is it going to be 2 years or longer? Because they did the Batfleck computer, and weren't people waiting like, I want to say 5 years. If I'm wrong, please correct me, but people waited a long time for the Batfleck computer, and that did not have that kind of a bells and whistles of 12 screens. So how long is it going to take? And I think this is the thing. I think from this Catwoman experience we've seen, these release dates take them with a grain of salt. Because if we're going to stay in this mode of it's a group assignment and everyone's got to contribute and everyone needs to do their part of the essay before we can progress and submit, I just can't see how they're going to meet all these dates. I just can't. And I know they're probably going to have much lower volumes, but like this Catwoman had how many like goes at the body? I feel like I stopped paying attention when he's like, yeah, we're on to the 13th custom version of the body. Aaron says, I certainly would like to see what Hot Toys can do with Catwoman 2, even though I'm getting the JazzInc. He did show the claws on the stream. Why can't he show them on his channels? Why can't he show them there? I really wish Mars Toys had stuck with doing their Penguin and Catwoman. I would have been really interested to see what they would have done at the price point, because they were showing multiple sculpts as well. And I really wish that they stayed on with that project, because I think that would have been an interesting comparison to do. Mike says, you bring up a good point, Helen, that I've always thought about. With some of these head sculpts, as good as they are, why not include a bust for the second head sculpt? I mean, I think there's one, but again, if you're getting the DX, you've got two sculpts. And I mean, for me personally, I'm like, I know some people like them. I'm not sure that I like floating heads in the display, but this is where for me, I wish I'd gotten the clean basic, because what am I doing with these other head sculpts? I have no idea. Dr. No says, I was expecting CW to be delayed. Glad they have finally said it. Kit is working with JazzInc, so he should get some from the first batch. I mean, I don't know how many people have ordered through Kit. It could be a lot of people, and he will normally do it through invoice order. So I don't know. It will be ironic when Hot Toys release a Catwoman after they say this. I mean, I've been hoping and thinking it's coming for like almost 2 years. Is it? I feel like if they don't give us something at SDCC, it's never coming. What do you think, Shuri? You're a Catwoman. You think Howie's going to make it for us? Anthony says, Hellcat figure Nightweaver in black and white and colour versions is interesting. I wonder if Hot Toys will do a Spider Noir. I have not seen Spider Noir. Is it good? Are people enjoying it? And are you watching it in colour or black and white? I have to admit, I haven't seen any of it because I think, is it on Prime? And I do not have Prime. I don't have Prime, Shuri. Paul is here. Hello, everybody. Hello to you, Paul. Hope you're doing well. As long as it comes out great, who cares what version it is? I don't care what version it is. My thing is blue. JazzInc want to make a lot of stuff. They're taking a very long time to make the stuff. And I'm just thinking this feedback on everything from the sculpt to the box art, this process needs to truncate right down because I don't see how they're going to get so many things they want to do out the door when even this is heading towards a year late. Q4 2025. And I've always said, if it's good, great. But I'm still a bit perplexed as to why they can't provide updates on the revised release schedule on their own channels. They've got email, they've got their own YouTube, they've got their own Facebook and Instagram. Why do I have to hunt around any random YouTuber that he's been on for the latest news? That's pretty poor communication to me. Like, we're in the self-publishing age. There's no excuse to not put an update on your channel, or when you do these streams, say to them, a condition of me being on your stream is you need to share the stream to my YouTube channel as well so people can find it through JazzInc YouTube. Not, oh, whose stream is he on this week? Oh, yeah, let me find it. No. Hot Toys Collector says, I hope Mars Toys will make a Clark Kent 79 in his suit and glasses and hat and the suitcase and the newspaper. I don't know. Have they spoken about doing that? I feel like they're very big into the Batman at the moment. Look how long it took InArt to release their first figure. Well, this is interesting because I started going back and I didn't have enough time to finish it because I wanted to look at InArt versus JazzInc first year. How much did they tease versus how much did they release? And when I looked at InArt, the pre-orders for the Ledger Joker were opened in March. I think it was 2023. The first people, and they said it's coming out in December, a very small amount of people got it in December. Joao was one of them. So Joao got it in December, but then they had their batch system. I know for me, I got it. No, it must have been 2022. Apologies, because I got mine in June 2023. So March 2022, the infamous 3-day pre-order window. It's going to come out in December 2022. And it did. I remember Joao did a New Year's Eve stream. I was on it. He had the Ledger Joker. So Joao got it. A handful of people got it. I think the Queen Studios VIPs got it. And then we started to see it trickling through people like Kit and old mate Willie Wang and whatnot. But it did take a long time. I know people that got it through Spec Fiction. I thought I got it late in June. People got it much later. But that window, so we're looking at potentially 9 months. So JazzInc put this up for pre-order. I want to say it was like September 2024 with a Q4 2025 release. When knocking on the door of Q3 2026, and now their estimate is bordering on Q3, Q4. So it's interesting because even with InArt, their teasers were things like they showed us the Battinson, they showed us Gandalf, they showed us Pennywise. So I wish I had time to finish that comparison because I wanted to do by the numbers to show the difference. Because JazzInc is definitely put up for pre-order and teased way more than InArt has for their first year. And they have not. And I'm sorry, I don't count Seated Batman. I just don't. Seated Batman, I don't count in this. It's not a figure. So it's a bit of a difference when you look at the numbers. And I'll see if I can finish off what I was doing because it was having to go through social media and find all posts to get the dates and whatnot. So if I can finish it and do that comparison for next week, I will do my best. But that caught my interest as well to go, well, how do they compare? So I wish I had time to finish that. Tiny Art Guy says JazzInc would defo benefit from cracking on and getting stuff released rather than announcing more and more figures for a few of us will pre-order until we see Catwoman hand. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding because Catwoman had 5,000 pre-orders and they were talking about Penguin only having 700. And I've got you can't tell me that, what is that, like a quarter of people that got Catwoman want Penguin? That doesn't sound right to me. That doesn't sound right to me at all. I know for me, I'm like, I'm not pre-ordering. Like, if she's great, I'll think about Penguin. I'll think about the others. But until then, because the PO deposits, the NRDs, are up there. They ain't cheap. They're not drop 20, 30 bucks. Bat dilemmas, many dilemmas. Keith says, I just hope they learn from their first real experience of developing a figure, what to do and what not to do for future projects. I mean, that would be nice, Keith. That would be really nice. Valkyrie's here. Good morning, Helen. Sorry I missed the show because I have to see the doctor. I will catch the rest later. Well, I hope you're okay. Nothing serious, I hope. Hope you enjoy the replay when you see it. Dr. No says, Helen, very puzzling considering JazzInc have been trading for years that they give updates on third-party live streams. Have you just seen JazzInc Facebook page final production pictures? Have they posted again? Because last I saw, they posted the diorama. Okay. Give me a moment because I can't use Chrome anymore for StreamYard. So let me get on the old book face. Oh, he's sharing it in every group. Where am I? I'm going to share my screen and hope this works. Oh. We can see the Facebooks. All right. I am so stoked to see some final production pieces of the 92 Catwoman. We took a little long to do some tweaks and free upgrades, but it turned out so much nicer. And thank you all for your feedback as always. When we work as a community, amazing things can be created. If you're curious, the free upgrades from the prototype are moving rolling eyes, okay, we know that, improved, much more accurate body, surface mounting stitching on the suit, better materials, cats from single painted plastic to flocked with separate eyes and nose, back wall now has a separate window frame with windows and knob. Free cat added to the basic versions, free statue bus with cover added to the DX and 2-pack, separate snow on the ground of diorama, extra strong magnetic boots, boot pins to secure figure, earthquake proof without visible ugly crotch grabber. Too many small things to mention. Okay. So we've got the battle damaged one here. Okay. That's the angry. Okay, that's the angry expression. I'm happy to see she has a neck. Expression number 3. Oh, diorama. Should we watch the video of the diorama? Let me just check that this is muted. Is it muted? Let me. So he's showing you that it's real glass. So we can see some of the quote unquote snow at the top. It's just big blobs now. Like, I feel like it was a bit different before. Yeah, this is what I saw, just this big block that they're just going to give you to sit there. I do think they have made improvements to the hello there lights. I think the O and the T were a lot more visible. I mean, the curtains are still, yeah, not great. Not great. If we got more, we've got the head sculpt, which we saw before. These are the head sculpt pictures that we've seen. Oh, that's a new one. Okay. See, this is the most neutral that you're getting, but it still has that little bit of a smirk because, you know, we have the community poll and no one wanted a fully neutral sculpt, which did bum me out. So it's interesting. One of the things I have noticed has changed is the stitching. It does look, and I know this is really micro picky, but hey, if you're going to put yourself out as we're the most accurate, detailed, blah, 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 it does feel a little bit too perfect. I feel like the prototype was a little bit better because think about it, like when Selena was sewing this thing, she was absolutely in a fit of rage. She wasn't neat and precise and whatnot. So I'm glad she has a bit more of a neck, but is it a bit too white and perfect and pristine? Maybe. Okay, that's the mouth open from a different angle. And we're back to the battle damaged. I do wonder what's going to happen with time if you pose this battle damaged figure with the rips and the stitching and whatnot. Like, the sculpts are looking nice, but that would be my concern is like, how is this suit going to go if you're actually trying to pose it up? What do you guys think? What do you think? Let me know what you're thinking of these pictures. Let me get back so I'm visible in my studio. We'll leave that up for a bit. Wow, I didn't expect this to be the JazzInc hour. Me neither. Me neither. People keep bringing them up. Is it because I'm a straight shooter on this topic? I don't know. Maybe people just want some balance. They want some salt to all the sugar that's been going around. Tiny Art Guy says, I'm getting a cat in my basic version, something I suggested. Oh, well, he listened to some feedback. That's nice. Figure Fan for Life says, I have my Gentleman of Crime. Yeah, I have one too. I was very lucky to have it gifted to me by cousin Anthony. So I have that as a plan B. So hence, did I feel, oh my God, I've got to pre-order the JazzInc one? Not really. I did feel like I could wait. I could see what would come of the Catwoman to go, do I think this is of a quality where I want to spend the amount of money that they're asking on the Penguin? So nice to have choices. Yoast posts on Facebook and YouTube for releases and updates too, and when POs go live. Never posts about the delays. I can't remember one time that he's done a post in his group to formally say it's comments. So you've got to go through the mega threads with like hundreds of comments to see comments. There has at times been comments, but there's never been a post from him to say this is the revised release schedule. And that's what I think if you're going to talk about community and it's a group project and we're communicative and for collectors, I don't think you should have to chase the breadcrumb trail around YouTube to find out when it's releasing. To his credit, Yost assured they have learnt a lot from this process, and he says the window will be shorter on all other figures. We can only hope. I will always be of the theory that they rushed this announcement because of the Eternal Toys Catwoman. It would be, and I don't know if they would admit that, but it would be interesting to know, in a world where Eternal Toys didn't announce their PO, when would they have actually opened up pre-orders for this Catwoman? Aaron also says, Yost said they made a mistake when they painted the eyes on the prototype and had to go back and insert the rolling eyes later. He said it will cut down production time when they put the eyes in. Tiny Art Guy says, I'm pretty happy with how the basic clean looks. Yeah, I wish I got that one. Aaron says, I'm excited for this. I don't see a drop in quality. Ace says the stitches on the head does not match the body. Yeah, I mean, part of that is going to be different materials, but that's the other thing I'm noticing with this one as well. Like, the stitches on the sculpt look that more not perfect, not symmetrical, not neat. 'Cause again, like, Selena's in a rage when she's sewing this suit. So on the sculpt, you get that feeling. On the body, even on this battle damaged one, not so much. Definitely on the clean one. Not this video again. Because you can see at the top of the head, like, little bits have been skipped. There's gaps. It's not as perfect. But then on the suit, it looks very perfect. We'll go back to this one, shall we? Where is my StreamYard? I do think they talk too much, though. It's bad we know so much in a way. It's been interesting to see, I think, the way InArt has changed. Because I personally feel like InArt is so less communicative, and I do wonder if that's one of their lessons learned through the, 4 years that they've been in production now. Dr. No says, to be fair, it looks really good. Awesome to hear magnetic boots and moving eyes on all figures moving forward. Mark Lee collection. I hope that's how I pronounce your name. This looks pretty good. Tremble Dust is here. Hey, people. Hello, Tremble Dust. Hope you're doing well. Tompa Tomahawk. Oh, my God. So much negativity. Just calling it how I see it. Gilbert says, I need to see a full video review of this and good blogger pics with extreme poses. I mean, Zord will certainly do the extreme poses. I think he'll be an interesting person to test the suit, particularly if he's getting the battle damaged one, to check the durability, to see how that goes. So that will be interesting to see. With the review, it depends who does the review. Some people are more promoters than reviewers nowadays. Figure Fan for Life says, Catwoman looks good, but who knows when it will actually be available and in hand. I'm going to take it as a win if I have mine before Christmas, but I could see that not happening. Anthony says, at the end of January, I got an email from JazzInc saying Catwoman would be 12 to 16 weeks later than originally estimated, but never gave a date of when that would be. Haven't received anything else since. Okay, so one update. Let's stop sharing the old It's me, hi. We'll talk about Wonder Woman. I cannot believe how much JazzInc we've discussed. My goodness. Not ideal, but anyway, the Wonder Woman body is so shiny. They need to somehow get the sheen down on that. Look, that was my first impression of this as well. I looked at these photos and I was like, is that the body? Is that really harsh lighting? Like, what is that? Because that's not what I would expect the body to be shiny. So as I said, I'm hoping that's I don't know. As I said, is it lighting? Is it the body? It's hard to know, but it was interesting because I know there was a lot of people that were hyped for this figure. They wanted this. And even when they showed early pictures of the outfits, there were some things where I was like, I'm not sure. So I'm keen to know, people who were hyped for this, people who wanted this, have you pre-ordered? Are you waiting? And I guess how much are you factoring in these pictures? Because I guess the thing I'm mindful of could look completely different by the time it gets released. So how much stock do you put in this? Or do you have faith that the things you potentially don't like will improve through the process? Cousin Anthony, I have put this version through extreme poses and it's basically face and articulation even with the suit. I'm assuming you're talking about the Catwoman. Is that the clean or the damaged one? Let me know. Let me know, Cousin Anthony. Because JazzInc is worth discussing, lol. I mean, I don't know. I'm not into discussing renders and AI versions and blah, blah, blah. I'd like to discuss real tangible things. Did Yost mention if the body is medical grade silicone or is it literally face and rubber? I don't know. Did not watch the stream. Maybe someone will tell us. Decolletage has been sprayed with 70s glitzy bronzer. Don't really know what that means. Battle damaged. Okay. Cousin Anthony has posted battle damage and is saying articulation is good. Well, there we go. I was talking about you earlier, Cousin Anthony, and here you are. What a treat. Mike says, this version of Wonder Woman was before my time, so definitely a pass for me, but the proportions just seem off, and then it looks like there is a two-tone skin color with the upper body and lower body needs some work. Cousin Anthony's sharing eagles. I don't know why. Is that for Wonder Woman? Yost did say this is not the final body, but he didn't say what it was in terms of silicone or Phison. But it's up for pre-order. When you don't know what you're getting. Tiny Art Guy says, I had big hopes, but they've lost her youth and the stitching on the blue part of the costume doesn't look good to me. There's other parts of the costume that don't look good to me either. So this is the full body shot. She's obviously coming with the cape as well. She got a lot of hair. She got a lot of hair. She got some high hair. And this is where I wish there was some Aussies in the stream, in the comments. Maybe Anthony Stanfield might get this reference. It's giving Effie Stefanidis from Acropolis Now. Like, Effie would love the height on Wonder Woman's hair right here. It's a lot of hair. It really is a lot of hair. The thing that also stands out for me with this outfit, and I don't know if this comes from it's not the final body or what it is, but if you look at this photo on the right, any woman knows if you're wearing a corset top like this, it needs to be very form-fitting. You can't have it floating out to the side. That doesn't work. So I do think there's some adjustment that needs to happen again, and I don't know if that will improve with the body, which is not yet final, or there'll be some revisions to the tailoring. I don't know, but my first thing was it's a lot of hair and it's very shiny. But again, what will it look like at the end? It could look absolutely nothing like this. So again, I'm keen to know for those people that wanted this figure, how much stock do you take in these photos? And are you just pre-ordering with the faith that they will fix it? Or are you, I'm going to watch the process, and if it gets to where I want it to get to, that's when I'll drop a PO. Because I feel like this process that JazzInc is doing, for me, I feel like you're going to get the people, the faith militant, they're just going to drop the POs, doesn't matter. Not everyone is in that camp. I feel like you're going to have a lot of people that are like, you know what, if this is the game, you know, if it was basketball, I'm waiting to the last 60 seconds in the fourth quarter before I decide if I'm in or I'm out. And I can totally understand that approach. I did find a photo to pop up here. The hair is definitely a lot bigger than what it should be. And you can see what I mean around the top. Like, it's got to be form-fitting. You can't have it just floating off a bit to the side. Now, am I going to count stars and positions of stars? Not really. It's never been my thing. But I do wonder what the final will look like compared to this. That's what I will say. Oh, Anthony, bless your heart. Acropolis now. I love the 70s hair, though. They do need to match the tones between the face, torso, and legs. Yeah, the legs be looking quite pale compared to the torso. And it's, I mean, the face, some of it could a little bit be makeup application. Like, even the photo of her, the face does not look as tanned. Hopefully Sean Dabs is watching. I doubt anybody involved from JazzInc is watching this stream. I don't think they want to hear people like me and my commentary. The eagle has landed and people are giving me more eagles landing. Fair enough. Tiny Art Guy says she looks over airbrushed. Little bit. Hot Toys Collector says that Wonder Woman will get the same treatment like the Catwoman, testing many seamless bodies and 2 years of updates, and get delayed like Catwoman. Wonder Woman will release in 2029. Oh, I said last week, I feel like half of these JazzInc things are like releasing in 2030 something. More mascara required. I know about these things. I'm sure you do. She's wearing tights. That's why her legs are that color. Is she meant to be wearing tights, though? Legitimate question. I didn't think Wonder Woman wore tights. Could totally be wrong. The hair is too much. The hair is too much. And I so wish people knew what I meant by Effie Stephanides. If you can Google, you might have a chuckle. Think of like big Greek teased out hair. That's the vibe this gave me. I'm glad Anthony Stanfield was here to appreciate my comment. It's the Wonder Woman. So there's a normal and a DX version. DX version has an extra head sculpt. I think it's got the gun, the bent gun accessory, and I think maybe do the effect pieces for the wrist gauntlets. Are they a DX exclusive as well? Maybe. So I thought I'd quickly do this because, as I said, I started going down the rabbit hole of wanting to compare JazzInc to InArt as far as first year announcements versus pre-orders. So I thought this was a bit of an interesting thing to look at. So I thought I'd do a quick what's open for pre-order and what are the sort of render reveals, as I like to call them. Again, I did not factor in seated. I know they've got a seated Bale Batman up for pre-order. Whatever. I don't count that as a figure. And it's interesting because you might go, oh, 6 things open for pre-order. That's not too bad. There's so many SKUs. Like Catwoman's got, what, 5? Penguin has 4 or 5. The 66 Catwoman, I think, has 3. We've got the 2 versions of animated Batman, the comic one and then the real body one. And we've got Wonder Woman that's got at least 2 different SKUs. So they've opened up a few things for POs, and that's on top of the vehicles and all the other stuff that they do. The reveals, this is the tip of the iceberg because I feel like they've talked about so many more things than this. So with the animated series, Joker and Harley they've shown us, I feel like they've also spoken about Robin. We've seen, obviously, recently Batgirl and Poison Ivy. They've also talked about an 89 Bruce Wayne to go along with their Bat computer diorama. And they've talked about the Matrix line. So Agent Smith, Trinity. But there's other things they've talked about. So I'm going, like, the list is building. And nothing's come out. And I don't know if this is the best approach to keep announcing pre-orders and teasing things when nothing has gone out the door. Maybe it's just me. You know, I did get called very negative before. She did wear flesh-colored tights. Okay, I stand corrected. Thank you for that. Deadpool, Red Suit is here. Good afternoon. I do like the JazzInc Batgirl. You know what? I didn't put it in the slides. I'm not sure how it's going to translate them wanting to have the one figure but both looks. And I know it's an early prototype, so hence I didn't want to put the picture up and harp on about it. But the bat symbol being interchangeable on her suit, I think that's going to be hard to pull off because even in that early picture, it was like hovering above the suit. And I feel like a good comparison would be something like the Batfleck, the Battinson. Because he's got his Batarang and it's in the suit and it's removable, right? But that's a totally different suit material that kind of allows that to happen. Like, I don't know that this suit is going to allow for a really seamless, interchangeable, like, bat logo on her suit. It's also interesting, like, I know it felt like they've gone very blue. Hot Toys didn't do that. And if you are going to position it as, oh, it's a great companion piece for your Hot Toys figures, I kind of want it to match the Hot Toys figures because Batman and Robin are very black. Their suits are very black. They're not blue. They don't have blue tinges in any way. So I'm not sure if that's the right way to go with it. I don't know. Figure It Out says Agent Smith looks nothing like Hugo Weaving. It's got stuntman vibes. How dare you? Don't be negative. Aaron says bullet deflecting wrists only come with DX. Thank you. JazzInc versus InArt has been pretty messy for JazzInc. Not sure it's a fair fight. I mean, what I was wanting to compare, because JazzInc came up last week, again, was not on the docket, but people asked me, did you see Batgirl? Did you see Poison Ivy? And I talked to the fact of there's a lot of, pre-orders being open, but not a lot of releases. And people tried to say to me, oh, well, it's no different to what InArt did. And I was like, nah, InArt, as I said, I know they had a batch system, and it looks to me like JazzInc is going to have a batch system as well. Fine. InArt did get some jokers out the door when they said they were going to get some jokers out the door. Did it take a long time for all the jokers to get out the door? Yeah, it did. But they did it in that 9-month window. We're going to be approaching a 2-year window, and will it be out the door? I don't really know. And as I said, I just wanted to do what went up for pre-order and what was teased and what was released in the first 12 months. Because I would have thought that would be an interesting comparison to make. Just for facts. Who is pitting JazzInc against InArt? Stop. The people in the comments. I grew up watching Wonder Woman. Zooming on the head sculpt, it looks great. They showed a short video of the Batgirl suit. Well, I saw a screenshot in the group, and as I said, the way the symbol was floating above the suit, I hope that's not going to be an issue with the final figure. Because as I said, I think having the interchangeable, so you can have the snowsuit or the sort of standard suit, I don't know how well it's going to translate into that material. Because with the Battinson figure, you've got the padding, it's more of a fabric. You can have sort of like, I can't remember, is it like just a cutout or is there a plastic thing underneath? But it's very easy to clip it in and out and it sits quite flush and nice. I'm not sure how that's going to go with the suit of that fabric, personally. If they can pull it off, amazing. I just don't know. Aaron says they also talked about how 66 Batgirl is unlikely because Warner Brothers didn't renew the license with Yvonne Craig's estate. Oh, okay. There you go. Figure It Out says, looks like JazzInc are using the prop suit as reference for the Batgirl and not how it looked on screen after color grading. The Batman and Robin suits were bluish off screen. They were, and I know that, and I did my unboxing of the George Clooney Batman last week, and that was one of the questions I got. It was like, hey, does the Hot Toy suit have that bit of a blue sheen to it? And I was like, absolutely not. These are straight black suits, Robin black and red. So this is my thing. Like, I would like it to match what we have. So if that's going to be blue, I don't know that I would necessarily, I think that would be something that puts me off. The symbol is reversible and magnetized. I just hope it sits more flush to the body than what I saw. But anyway, that's my snapshot. What's on pre-order? As I say, a lot more reveals than this. When does Catwoman come out? I don't know, but don't forget, guys, if you want Helen to make you some curtains, my inbox is open. My inbox is always open. Oh my goodness, we are so deep in and we haven't even spoken about Supergirl. Far out. So much JazzInc talk. This was not what I expected. TGDX27. Yost did an hour-and-a-half interview yesterday and he covered and addressed the process issues and what's to come with coming releases. He pretty much answered the whole pre-order versus releases. Yeah, I didn't watch the stream, as I've said many times. There's only so much JazzInc streaming I can watch. Oh my God, this stream's going to go for so long. Catwoman released around September, October. I mean, it was July, then it became August, September, now September, October. And if it's a batch system, when are we actually getting it? Helen's JazzInc stream was longer than yours. I wonder if you guys bring them up so much on my stream to troll me. Am I being trolled? Shuri, am I being trolled? I watched Supergirl yesterday. Me too. So, we're going to talk about the InArt tease first, and then I'll talk about the movie for brief, because my God, this stream's going to go for 5 years. For the longest time, we've all thought InArt is going to give us a Supergirl. We got this image during the week, and I appreciate this image has nothing to do about a figure. It's about movie tickets or whatever. But I am wondering if this photo and this silhouette, which is very much in Supergirl style, is a tease of what's to come. Because we know Warner Brothers will give licenses to anyone. They've done Corin Sweat Superman. I have to think they're doing Supergirl. So this got me very, very excited because I do think InArt will give us a Millie Alcock Supergirl with rooted hair. The other reason I feel like they are giving us a Supergirl is this post from back in April where they shared the movie poster. Why are you doing that if you're not making a figure? So while some people were like, oh, it's a figure tease. No, it's not a figure tease. Oh, people, I totally think this is a figure tease. I think they're doing it. I think they're going to give us rooted hair, which will be nice because then people, you've got options. If you want rooted, you can go InArt. If you want sculpted, you can go Hot Toys. But this post from April has always had me thinking, yep, they're doing it. They're going to do a Millie Alcock Supergirl, and I can't wait to see what that's going to be, when that's going to be. I had hoped maybe we would have gotten a more official tease than this week with the movie releasing. Will we get an announcement soon? I hope. It would be really nice. And it's interesting because Hot Toys is planning to release theirs pretty quickly. What's InArt going to do? I don't know, but I do. Maybe it's a long bow to draw. Maybe it's not. I look at this. I'm like, Millie Alcock Supergirl is coming from InArt. Oh, back to JazzInc. The biggest news, Yost was saying that his meeting with Warner Brothers around SDCC, he will start making Batman and other Hot Toys releases if WB doesn't let him carry. Yeah, he said that for ages, though. I'm not going to play nice anymore. You do you. I don't think it's going to stop Hot Toys. I've heard him make that comment so many times. If he doesn't get what he wants, no more Mr. Nice Guy. I'm not just going to do complimentary figures. I'm going to take them on. Release something first, homie. I'm dying to see this figure. Stop teasing me. Me too. InArt, if you're listening. Aaron says, so looking forward to the InArt Supergirl. Pass on the Hot Toys for this one. I'm also waiting to see the InArt one to decide what I'm going to do. Deadpool Red Suit says, I will pick up a Supergirl figure. InArt or Hot Toys, time will tell. Me too. Looks like rooted hair again. It is. Absolutely a tease. I think so too. Because why would you do this? If you were just going to, oh, it's movie tickets with nothing else, why wouldn't you just use the movie poster? This feels like one of those product tease images. I'm so convinced. Trembledor says, I'm satisfied with my Sasha Kaye Supergirl. She will not leave my display willingly. However, I did like Hot Toys Supergirl and the coat looked cool. It did. If InArt's version of Supergirl has the coat and is rooted hair, I may consider as long as it's not over 500 USD. They do be getting pricey. I'll wait to decide when I'm clearer on both offerings and price point. Yeah, I have to say the Hot Toys one was cheaper than I was expecting it to be. Any figure like sub $500 Australian shocks me. And this was like, when you factor in like the pop culture pre-order discount and rewards, I was like, I feel like I could get it for like $390 or something, which is crazy. I can't remember last time I paid that much for a new release figure. Ren says, I think it's most likely a leak from Chinese social media. It's not on the official Facebook post. No, I think it did start in Chinese social media and just spread like wildfire, as this typically does. InArt still haven't released Superman from this universe. I know. I forget what the ETA is on that, but this is going to be the downside. Hot Toys is going to bring theirs out really quickly. InArt is going to take a while. At least InArt have never teased something and they never released it like Hot Toys. I mean, where's Daenerys Targaryen? As I was going through all these historical photos, I was like, oh, Daenerys, hello. Lol. Yet, oh no, that's not for me. Anthony says, if InArt don't announce Supergirl after this tease, I will be writing a strongly worded email to the manager. Me 3. So I'm going to talk about the movie for a little bit. Not long, because people did ask, did I like it? And as I said, I feel like a reaction is a spoiler. And if people are going this weekend, I don't want to spoil it. Because I know for me, I don't want to know if you liked it, you hated it. If I'm going to go see it, All I want you to tell me is if there's anything to hang around for in the credits. So I will tell you, when the movie ends, leave. There is nothing in the credits. That's my one spoiler-free thing for everyone. There's nothing in the credits. But if you don't want to know my reaction, my thoughts on the movie, please hit the mute button. If you're on the replay, jump ahead. I will make it very clear I will do that when I've stopped talking about Supergirl. So, mute me, otherwise get spoiled in 3, 2, 1. Supergirl movie. I loved it. I enjoyed it so much. Was it a perfect movie? Absolutely not. It was not a perfect movie, but I really enjoyed it. I loved Millie Alcock as Supergirl. Thought she was fantastic. I had such a fun time with this movie. I really like this version of Supergirl. As I said, some things could have been better. That's fine. I do wonder if this was a little bit like the Marvels, because the runtime was probably a lot shorter than I was expecting it to be. So I do wonder if maybe there was some brutal cuts made. But I enjoyed it. I had a great time. A couple of things happened after I left the cinema. When I came home, did I give Shuri a big old hug and lots of pats? Yes, I did. If you know, you know. And I messaged Topo. To go, hey, Topo. Friends, I don't think they like me. That's fine. Might you consider making this casual outfit set for Supergirl? Because I want the jeans, and I think it's like a blondie t-shirt and whatever shoes she's wearing. Because I want two Supergirl figures. She's going to be her own companion piece, because I'm going to have Supergirl in the suit, and then I want to have her in her more casual look with the jeans, the t-shirt, the coat. And I can see myself potentially getting one of each. Maybe I get one InArt and one Hot Toys. But I'm down for this. I really enjoyed it. Cousin Anthony, get out of here with your rating. How dare you? How dare you? People still waiting for Man of Steel. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen with that. But anyway, that's my thoughts on the movie. As I said, I really enjoyed it. It's an 8 out of 10 for me. That's how I felt about it. Really liked it. I can picture myself going to see it again. I just want InArt to show me what they're doing, because freaking loved it. Anyways, you can come back where movie talk with Helen is over. Actually, fun fact, I've been saying to the channel members for a while, I've been thinking of additional perks. And I was thinking about doing a once a month members only stream where we can talk about a movie or a TV series and have a stream to discuss. So, like, you know, we could do one about House of the Dragon or, you know, the Spider-Man movie when it comes out. So my channel members, let me know what you're thinking if you're around. Is that a perk that would interest you? I thought it might be a cool thing to do. Not to mention that it looks like InArt will complete a team. The Lord of the Rings Fellowship, unlike Hot Toys. Justice for Gambit and Elektra. Justice for the Thunderbolts, man. Justice for Okoye. InArt Lobo, his hair. Look, I think this is going to be the interesting thing to see. Will InArt do a Lobo? Because let's be honest, they've not really known to do companion pieces for a movie like this. They did the Battinson. They could have done Catwoman. No, we're good. They did the Corin Sweat Superman. You had Mr. Terrific. You had other characters they potentially could have done. No, thank you. So I'm keen to see if they do it, because it would be interesting to have that comparison of you've got the 2 Hot Toy sculpted versions and the 2 InArt rooted versions. I have to be honest, I'm still really surprised that Hot Toys never has done an Artisan Aquaman. I think so many people love Jason Momoa and still probably have a lot of love for him as Aquaman. So I'm kind of surprised they haven't done that. So will InArt pounce and do it? I'm genuinely interested to see if they do it. I think it would be a smart thing to do, but then the things I think are smart things for figure companies to do, they don't do. So what do I even know? I have some similar views to you, Aaron, but I don't want to say them because no more spoilers. Did I see it in IMAX? I did not. For the longest time, we did not have an IMAX cinema in my city. I feel like we only recently got one. I have a really nice cinema like down the road from my house, and it has nice reclining seats. And I tend to go there, but I do think we finally have an IMAX. Because I remember there was talk of, are they re-releasing Endgame? And like something to do with IMAX, and I feel like someone sent that to me today. But yeah, it's a thing we've not had for a good 20 years. So I remember going to an IMAX theater many, many years ago. But Hot Toys, they've got Supergirl fever. What a treat. I think this is their Shanghai store. So I thought this was cool because a lot of the times the stores are adorned with cos babies. So I loved seeing this. And they posted some pictures again of the figures. So these are the ones we know are definitely coming. But as I said, InArt, I'm totally convinced Millie Alcock's Supergirl is coming. Will they do Lobo? I don't know. As I said, I wish they would get more into that pattern of doing actual companion pieces for people. Will they be tempted because of Jason Momoa's popularity? I don't know, but I think it would be cool. But yeah, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Was it a no thank you from InArt or the WB telling them no, Catwoman and other companion characters? We may never know. Hot Toy and J&D both didn't do any companion figures either. I thought it was an InArt decision because if you remember, like they wanted to do like Mirror and random things like that. So I feel like it was a InArt decision not to do it. If InArt does a Lobo, I will crap my pants. Re-releasing Endgame with new footage. That is it. Thank you, Laura. And is it that it's only in IMAX? Is that what the connection was? But anyway, Lobo and Supergirl, you love to see it. Harley Quinn, do you love to see it? Guys. The question of the night. Harley Quinn, worth the wait, yes or no? I don't know that it was personally. I can definitely see differences between the prototype and production. But I'm genuinely looking at this and I think back to a video I did late last year, which was about things Hot Toys needs to fix about the Artisan line. And I'm really sad to be so far into the year and feel like nothing has really changed. Hot Toys, Howie, what are you doing to us? But I look at these pictures and in the vast majority of them, I don't see Margot Robbie. I had really hoped this head sculpt was going to get some form of update, and it has. Has it improved to a point where if you're going Artisan is Hot Toys at its best, we're really nailing it and putting a lot of effort into it? I don't know that it is. And is it the likeness? Is it the expression that they've chosen? I don't know, but this to me does not scream Margot Robbie. And I really wish it did. I know for me, I've wanted a Margot Robbie Harley Quinn for the longest time. I wanted this comic-inspired outfit. I was a bit disappointed when it was Artisan only because at at the time she went up for pre-order, not accessible to us here in Australia. I think this had so much potential, and I just don't know that it's hit the mark. And it was almost 6 months delayed. This was meant to come out Q3 to Q4 last year. And I think when these delays happen, we're always hoping it's because they're going to improve it. And to flash back to earlier in this stream, I feel like there's no hope they're upgrading their Ballerina Eve Macarro head sculpt based on what they've done here with Margot Harley Quinn. I don't know. Is it just me? I'm keen to know what other people think. I often say I'm in this bit of a collecting bubble, so I have my initial reactions, and I like to know what other people think. So Harley Quinn, let's take a look at the photo, shall we? So I've got the sculpt on a couple of different angles here. I don't know. I just don't see a strong likeness. Like, I like the outfit, but then the outfit's pleather. So again, if Artisan's meant to be the top, like, how durable is this outfit going to be with time? Nobody wants an Artisan figure that's going to flake and peel, because you're then having to pay some customizer to make you a replacement outfit. That's not fun. It's a little bit, I don't know, Artisan, great in theory, but is it hitting the notes we want it to? I don't know that it is all of the time. And I thought this was interesting. So I've done some side-by-sides of the prototype versus the blogger photos from release. So we can see differences. I think we can see differences in the hair color. I think we can see some differences in the skin tone. I think you see, I think the outfit, you can see with the cut of the sort of top of the, I'm going to call it a corset, the shape of that has changed. Changed for the better? I don't know. I really don't. Like, we can see the eyebrows are looking quite different. The eye makeup is looking a little bit darker, less red. Like it does, you see a lot more of the red on the prototype. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? And then this, I had to laugh because looking at the prototype images, and I don't know why, but it gives me Karen Page vibes from Daredevil, which is so random, but I'm like, oh, the prototype kind of looks like Karen Page. I don't know that the production one looks like Margot. It doesn't look like Karen Page, but I'm just like, I tried to find comparable photos, but I'm just, I don't know. Is it just me? Are other people looking at this going, no, 100% Helen, you are wrong. This looks amazing. I've got it on pre-order. Can't wait. This is definitive Margot Robbie Harley Quinn. I thought it was interesting that some people are going, oh, she doesn't wear this outfit in the movie. Yes, she does. She wears it at the start. I wish she'd worn it more, but this was what I wanted for so long. And had they updated the sculpt and I thought it looked like Margot, I would have tried to hunt this down. But the sculpt and the pleather, and also it's interesting because I saw a comment from Figure Hideout talking about the fact that these boots, not flexible. It's pretty much one solid piece and you can't really move them. So even the posing of this is going to be limited by these boots. Not split cut, not a soft plastic, one big chunky piece. And it's a shame because I do think the outfit looks cool. As I said, I've always liked this design. So they've made a couple of subtle changes to the outfit. I don't know. What are we thinking? Does this look like Margot Robbie to you? Yes or no? Mike says, I think this Harley turned out pretty good. I passed on it. I'm not a DC collector -2 characters. Hot Toys buying agent her. I said, hey, I'm allowed a dough purchase once in a blue. How much is he selling her for, though? Martin says, the one I really wanted was Harley Quinn in the red dress from towards the end of the film. Yeah, a lot of people wanted that one. I wanted this look. I think a third-party company did that. But yeah, Hot Toys, they went with this one, which is what I wanted. But as I said, execution, I don't know. Trembledust says, I totally get the comments that it doesn't look like Harley. The boots not being made of soft plastic made me go WTF. Totally. Aaron says, I do think Harley is pretty good. I do see Margot, but this isn't the character for me, so maybe I don't really know what I'm looking at. Pleather is more my concern. A lot of pleather. Figure Fan for Life says, crazy about the pleather. The T800 got real leather and was not Artisan. That's a fail for sure. It's really hit and miss. Because was it as well, was there an Indiana Jones that got like some real leather? And this is, like, as I say, I cast my mind back to the video that I did, and this is what I said. If Artisan is, they talk about like stunning craftsmanship and all that, if it's the top tier, it shouldn't be pleather. It shouldn't be materials that will degrade over time. It shouldn't be a boot that can't articulate the foot. Like, Artisan, by its very nature, like using that phrase sets an expectation of like top tier. And it's not, it's such a mixed bag. And it was the same with the Scarlet Witch. She didn't get leather. Is that going to have the same fate as the Civil War version, where we're just going to have flaking and peeling? It's like, it's a ticking time bomb. Big Ruby's here. Hi, Helen. Hey, everyone. Hello to you. Figure It Out says, why do Hot Toys prototype eyes look normal, but production versions seem to mostly have bigger, bulging eyes? It's a good question. Figure Fan for Life says, figure looks good, but not an incredible likeness. It's a nice figure of some lady cosplaying as Harley Quinn is how I see it. If Artisan Black Widow can still be copped from pop culture and other spots, this Harley I definitely see being available later. So Black Widow was a different story. That wasn't initially available to pre-order. So when she went up for PO, pop culture was not getting Artisan figures. So they got it. They got some figures way after release. I was shocked when they got it. But the markup on her is crazy. I got the exclusive version in Hong Kong. And when you convert the price, I paid 580 Australian dollars. It's like 900. I can't remember if it's 899 or 999. It's a lot of money, because I know people that have wanted Artisan Black Widow, and I've gone, it's on pop culture, and they've gone not for that price. So pop culture, you will get a sideshow markup and then a pop culture markup stacked on top of it. But it was a different scenario, because as I said, that initially was not something that went up for PO. So later Artisan figures like John Wick, the Ballerina, not long after Sideshow had them up for PO, pop culture had them up for PO. But those early ones were not available here. It's a very recent thing. So this is where I'm going to find it interesting with something like Harley or something like the Winter Soldier. Will they get some? Because even Imposter Joker, they randomly got some Imposter Joker figures way after they had sold out elsewhere. I've probably missed it. Definitely see Margot in the pic on the left. I've gone through so many pictures, I do not know which one. Sorry. Big Group says, I'm okay with my Artisan Suicide Squad Harley. The head sculpt turned me away, but this outfit rocks. The outfit is cool. I had hoped a third-party company might do this. No such luck. Yes, I think she looks like Margot, but I passed on this and I'm waiting for the second Harley Artisan look. I don't like that original movie look. It's just, yeah, it's not for me. Trembledust says, Toys buying agent is selling her right now for $518 US. I used a coupon and total with shipping came out to $580. Again, I don't see many plopping that much for her. Nope. I would not. Agree, doesn't look like Margot Robbie to me. Insane they charge premium prices and give fake leather. It's very disappointing. Mike says, pleather degradation keeps collectors coming back to the Hot Toys well when an upgrade occurs. That's my 10 cents. I get that, but then don't have an Artisan line that you're saying is like top tier, the best you can do. Don't do that. Just have it as a limited exclusive. You don't need this Artisan name. Just do it like that. Because as I said, having a name like Artisan to me implies the best. And when they talk about it, like even the box has those stickers talking about the hair of what's it, stunning craftsmanship or something like that. But then we know, there's been the glue issues with the hair, all this stuff. And I get that there's a process of learning, but are they changing and adapting? And it's the same lens. Like, I've questioned JazzInc, are they changing and adapting? It's the same with Hot Toys. If they're going to have this line, are they prepared to change and adapt? Because I don't know that it's been the success that they would have expected it to be. And when you have Artisan figures that don't, like, you think of those early Artisan figures, like those pre-orders on Sideshow were selling out like that. They were flying out the door. Now they're lingering, they're hanging around, and we're even getting them in Australia through Pop Culture. You go to Pop Culture, there's a lot of Artisan figures that are either readily available or are still up for pre-order. Like, we can get them through our official distributor and they're still not selling out with Aussie collectors. And I can't think Pop Culture is getting big numbers. But I feel like the Bank Robber Joker might be the only Artisan they've had that has sold out during pre-order. Ballerina's still there. John Wick's still there. I think God Loki's in stock. There's a whole bunch. Is it Death Stranding? They're sitting there. The Age of the Apocalypse Wolverine is sitting there. There's a lot of Artisan figures just sitting there for PO. Mike says, I considered the Black Widow from Pop Culture, but that $600-700 price tag puts me off. Yep, because it's a markup on a markup. Joe Stefan says, I think the head and hair look great. Fair enough. Trembledar says, gotcha at Pop Culture. It's going for like $700 USD now. Toys Buying Agent is $544 for special edition and $519. Yeah, I feel like I got very lucky finding one in Hong Kong. And as I said, when I did the conversion, I was like, it's interesting because, as I say, I know there's 2 times markups, but when I got it for $580, I was stoked. Australian, of course. And then when I saw the prices on Pop Culture, I was like, I'm buying a whole other figure with the difference. It's crazy. Dr. No says Toy Assemble has Artisan Black Widow for $5.31 US, postage added extra. I don't think I've ever bought from them, so I'm not familiar. Trembledar says, did Hot Toys really claim Artisan line is supposed to be the end all premium line? I always just saw it as their rooted hair, the flakes as well, and how fast depending on the quality. I feel like they did hype it up. If you remember with the Joker, they had that video with Howard and JC. And they were really talking about the Joker and what they'd put into it. And as I said, you've literally got stickers talking up the craftsmanship, and it's stunning. But even if it's just the rooted hair, the issues they've had with the rooted hair alone, if it was just going to be rooted hair, that's still not been a success for them. Like, let's be honest here. It's been very hit and miss. Microfiber, you may be better off, but still haven't had to still have to have it displayed in a low humid spot. I'm interested to see, because there's been talk about microfiber being a better option. Because what was the figure that came out? And everyone got annoyed at the microfiber. Oh my God. So it was the Punisher. the Punisher has the microfiber jacket, and all these people were outraged, but then other people were like, no, it's better. And I guess only time will tell us if it is better. But the way Hot Toys made a point of saying it was microfiber, I have to think it's a positive, because they're not going pleather jacket. So to be microfiber material or whatever they said, I'm like, that has to be a selling point for them to make a point of saying that in the promo images. How does Hot Toys decide which figure gets genuine leather or this new stronger composite leather they are touting on some recent figures? Helen, do you push down your flyaway hairs on Black Widow? I would love to know what constitutes what gets what material. Is it a lucky dip? I don't know what the rhyme or reason is. Like, and this is the thing, because Artisan Winter Soldier is getting a genuine leather jacket, but Harley Quinn's not. So it's not even apples for apples in the Artisan line. And I think if none of them had leather, you could go, okay, it is just rooted hair. But some of them do and some of them don't. I don't really handle the sculpt on my Artisan Black Widow too much, so she's been okay for the for hair. So I've posed her and I've set and forget, and she's been okay. So I don't do a lot with her. I try not to touch her. Do you find it's a lot of maintenance? I haven't so far, but as I said, I haven't posed her. I haven't touched her in a long time. I'm still very much. I'm not fully on the rooted hair bus. I think I had the benefit of the figure had come out. I'd seen it was really good. Not a lot of issues. I was buying it in person. I could see it. But yeah, I don't know. It's always going to be my go-to to get the rooted. Like, for example, if there was a sculpted version of the 2.0 Winter Soldier, I would have gone sculpted. If there was a sculpted Eve Macarro, I probably would have gone with sculpted Eve Macarro. I feel like I haven't gotten a new InArt figure in a while, but I feel like their baseline for rooted hair is a lot better. I am keen to get my Anne Hathaway Catwoman whenever that releases. I feel like I'd have a bit more faith in InArt with rooted hair than Hot Toys at this stage, which, you know, Hot Toys has been doing this for a lot longer, so it's kind of not a great thing for them that another much newer company is doing a better job of it. Collection Obsession is here. Hello. I'd much rather have a plain nondescript figure art box and have the money put into giving buyers leather versus pleather, in my opinion. Does the art box add that much to it, though? I don't know. People outraging need to be quiet until the figure drops at Punisher. I agree. I totally agree. Mike says, I still can't help but laugh when Hot Toys calls it wool hair implantation. Realistically, it's a glorified toupee. Yeah, it's glued. We all know it's glued. Implantation implies something completely different. Dr. No says, apparently InArt are using microfiber on the Christopher Reeve Superman. There you go. Trembledust says, me personally, I have not had any issues with my rooted hair figures from Hot Toys, least in regards to hair. Look, as I said, Black Widow is my first Artisan. I do have a couple more on order. I have some nerves about it, but most of the Artisans I got, I did not have another option, so I can only hope the figure gods are kind. Joe Stefan says, for me, I'll only buy Artisan when I've seen people get it in hand without problems. I'd never pre-order one. It's just too unreliable. Yep, it do be hit and miss. And this is why I ummed and ahed with the John Wick Chapter 1 for the longest time. And I've hedged my bets and got one of each, so we'll see how that goes for Helen. Trembledust says, to me, not every figure requires rooting. However, I do prefer when available, as it helps with posing head if it's longer hair, and it does look pretty damn good when it's done right. Agreed. Like, you know, as much as I like that Hot Toys Millie Alcock Supergirl, you are not going to be able to move her head. It's the same with She-Hulk. Amazing figure. You cannot move the head. Even the Snowsuit Black Widow, which is a figure I really love, I love that hairstyle, but you can pretty much only move her head in one direction because of the way the hair kind of goes around her shoulder. So you don't have to maintain it, but it's going to limit the articulation. And I thought here I'd just do a comparison of what the prototype image of the suit looks like versus the final. As I said, we can see the top definitely got a bit more of a lower cut in the final production version. The suit itself, maybe there's some minor changes. I don't know. I'm not seeing. As I said, aside from that corset top, maybe it's just me. It's also Saturday morning. Good morning to me. I'm not seeing huge differences, but as I said, definitely that corset top has some difference. It's a shame about those boots. And I thought I'd just put the picture, one of the promo pictures of Margot in the middle just to kind of have the three side by side. So, as I said, I'm bummed out because I really love this suit and this look. If I could get this suit and then procure my own head sculpt, that is something I would consider doing, but finding a suit like this, probably not likely unless I go custom route, and I'm not sure I want it that much to drop a fully custom price tag. So I'll be interested to see if this does ever appear on pop culture and what the price is. Not, again, I don't think I'm in for this, but I would have liked this in theory. Tremble Dust says not to flex. I have Artisan Iron Spider, Black Widow, and God Loki. No issues with any. I also have the WB100. Again, no issues, knock on wood. But WB does have a pushed hairline. Oh, really? There you go. Aaron says, agree. I have way more faith in InArt on rooted hair. No disaster photos from them compared to Hot Toys. Look, I think you had... Look, there were a couple with the Joker. Not all Jokers were perfect. But I feel like they've had a lot of rooted hair releases where there's been not a word of issue. Like the Snape was incredible with the rooted hair. They've done a lot of those Lord of the Rings and Hobbit figures that have a lot of hair. I feel like they've gotten on top of that issue pretty quickly. And I feel like it's the exception, not the rule. Whereas with Hot Toys, it feels like it's more probable. And again, with Hot Toys, it's not everyone, but it's not, as I said, when I did my video on the Artisan line, it was not hard to find some pretty bad pictures of Scarlet Witch, of Joker. I'm pretty sure there were some other figures where people had really big issues with the hair. So it's not even like you can say it's just the first one and there was the teething problems and it's not been an issue. Like, we've unfortunately seen it even with later Artisan releases. Trembler says, I do agree as well. I prefer InArt's rooting process versus Hot Toys. I'm super keen to get that Hathaway Catwoman. I'm really keen to see, because, as I say, my only InArt figure I have is their Joker. Obviously, their first release from a long time ago. I'm keen to see how it's evolved in that time. The back of the outfit is that the outfit looks cool. As I say, I really like it. Do I think it was worth the wait? I do not. Other people seem to think it was. So let me know. Again, my peeps in the replay, let me know if anybody's got this on order or we're interested to see how it went. Worth the wait, not worth the wait. As I say, close to 6 months delayed. So Hot Toys, they're lagging a bit behind with their production as well. We cannot say it's just an issue impacting one company. We're seeing it with Hot Toys as well. Trembler says, I had Paul Atreides and good Lord, that sculpt was a looker. Yeah, a lot of people have loved that figure. Is it me or is the body on the slim side? I think it looks okay. Deadpool Red Suit has it on pre-order. Moose has it on pre-order, but what are you guys thinking? Are you happy with the final figure? Do you think it looks like Margot? You guys have the skin in the game. I do not have skin in the game for this one. I Figure It Out says, I ordered this Harley today, looking forward to having a Harley. I've wanted a Margot Harley, and I feel like it's never going to happen for me. Dr. No says, the InArt Catwoman looks amazing. I can't wait either. My Hot Toys 1.0 needs an upgrade, so I'm very much looking forward to the InArt version. Good enough, Moose. Do we want to be saying good enough for Artisan? Is good enough good enough? I don't know. Deadpool red suit, I think Harley's skin tone looks slightly over tan. I agree. I think that's one of the big changes I've noticed is hair color and the skin tone. And I do wonder if it's a bit too tanned. Tremblewater says, I already got a shipping notice. It didn't wow me, but followed through with the purchase. I think she'll go well with Deadshot. Yeah, look, if you've got other Suicide Squad figures, for me, I don't have any other Suicide Squad figures. So I think I would have been putting her on a sort of shelf with just miscellaneous DC female characters, you know, hoping the DCU makes a comeback and we get some good female characters and some good figures, but yeah. And I don't know, are we even going to get Margot again in this role to go, is there a chance we get something else? It's interesting. Red Dress Harley, do we think that's another missed opportunity for InArt, given Hot Toys never did it? The ifs and the buts. I have King Shark to pair with Harley. Fair enough. He does look cool. Moose says, what are you going to change at this point? Why fret until you get it in hand? Blogger photos are at bad times. They are bad at times, but as I said, I feel like I just didn't get the resemblance in most of those photos. And I feel like some of the bloggers do a better job of capturing the figures. And I even saw Figure Hideout's video, and I was still like, and I think he does really good footage, and I was still like, I'm not seeing it. Tremblewater says, yes, we do need more female and minority characters, in my opinion, and villain sheesh. 1000% we do. I miss the days of going deep into lines. Joe Stefan says, I'm getting this one. I managed to secure one through Toys Assemble. From what I've seen, she looks good enough for me, and this is by far her best outfit, like ever. It is her best outfit ever. That's what makes me a bit sad about the it being Artisan only, but also that maybe this sculpt didn't quite hit the mark I was hoping it would. So that's Harley Quinn. Rounding things out, because my goodness, we have gone on for the longest time. This was what was still left from the release plan for Hot Toys for Q2. Q2 is ending in a few days, and as you can see, they're probably not going to release all these things between now and the 30th of July. So we got the Harley Quinn. I've put a cross through her. Shout out to Jurgen Schultz, who does these images and provides these updates in the Facebook group. I grabbed this from his last update. So we still have quite a few things that are now potentially looking at being delayed. The Spider-Man Hono, which it was funny. I did see some people questioning if it was ever going to come out. I think it's going to come out, and I think we're probably never going to see anything from Hono again. Artisan Winter Soldier, something I think a lot of us have been eagerly awaiting. Mr. Freeze, we've got Scarecrow, we've got quite a few figures from the Star Wars, including Pilates Darth Vader, my favorite, Age of the Apocalypse Wolverine, and Yelena. So there's quite a few things that will, I'm pretty sure when we talk next week, we'll be saying are now delayed. So it's interesting, because I think even Hot Toys has probably been a little bit light with releases. I don't know what's going on there, because they don't tell us, but I've said previously, Artisan Winter Soldier, I've got it on pre-order. I'm keen to see what that looks like. I've got the Mr. Freeze Deluxe. I was lucky enough to see that figure at Secret Base. It looks fantastic. I'm really keen to get that. And Scarecrow, I'm really keen to get that with the 3 head sculpts. It'll be a nice upgrade on the 1.0 that I have in my display. And I've got Yelena on pre-order, but I feel like that's one I might cancel. I had pre-ordered her in the hope we would get Alexi or some other members of the Thunderbolts. That's clearly not happening now. So I'm not in a position where with the space that I have that I just want random standalone figures. So unfortunately, I think Elena's probably going to end up on the chopping block for me. So let me know. What have you got coming in? What are you hyped for? Good amount left at figures. Yeah, there's quite a few still left. Trembledust says, I'm still upset Yelena is the only Thunderbolt we seem to be getting right now. Me, 3. They showed that tease of the whole team. Why post that? Why post that if you were only going to give us Yelena? That's just the worst. Joe Stefan says, Hot Toys should be offering both Artisan and sculpted versions. Putting certain characters or looks exclusively behind the Artisan paywalls feels pretty unfair and even scummy to collectors. I agree. I wish that was the way they did it. So that's why when I see things like Jack Sparrow and Ellen Ripley, where we get 3 SKUs, a standard release, a deluxe, and a deluxe Artisan, I'm totally down with that. Like, give people the options, but also, if you're going to make these such a limited run, as I said, it's only a very recent thing that Artisan's even been something I can pre-order in Australia without having to go through a reseller. So previously it was like, Artisan, I'm not even looking at you because what is the point? So I do wish they would have that as a model. You get both. If you want the rooted hair, you can get that. If you want sculpted, you can get that. Chris Collectible says, I don't mind the delay. It gives me room to breathe. I take long to unbox my figures. So even though I'm excited for what's to come, I'm in no means in a hurry. Fair enough. Martin says, with the Scarecrow figure, it would be a shame not to use the great head sculpt. But I'm also kind of worried it'll end up looking guy in a suit and not stand out on my shelf. Yeah. There's only so much dude in a suit, as I like to call it, that you can have. And in a Dark Knight display, like I've got Gordon, I've got Two-Face, quite a few dudes in a suit. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I could potentially see myself maybe using one of the masked head sculpts on the 1.0 and then having dude in a suit with I never know how to say his name. Is it Cillian Murphy? I never really know. But I don't know if I have room for 2 of him in my display. But it is going to be a difficult choice as to what configuration. I definitely hear you. But it's nice to have options. The original one, you didn't have the option. So I like that we've got options. Deadpool Red Suit saying he might pick up Yelena. Trembledust has Winter Soldier on order and Predator 2.0. I see myself selling Predator 2.0. Like, oh, okay, fair enough. Hot Toys Collector, I hope they update the Predator height and not underscale because the Terminator 2.0 Arnold is a lot bigger. Yeah, that's been an issue, scaling. I've had that with my Dark Knight collection. The 2.0s, they're definitely running a lot bigger bodies than the old ones, so it can make it a bit of a challenge to have things side by side. Hot Toys posted that pic of the Thunderbolts just to show us the newest additions to Howard's collection. Maybe. Figure fan for life. I have Yelena pre-ordered. Either place her with Black Widow or possibly an all-female display. Yeah, I have 2 Yelenas already. So I have Snowsuit Nat with Snowsuit Yelena. And then I kit bashed a stealth Yelena to be a companion piece to Kate Bishop. So this is where I'm like, I have 2 with companion pieces. A third, where is she going? What is she doing? But if you don't have one, definitely you could pair her with Black Widow. Chris says, after last Friday stream, I got The email for Artisan Moon Knight's arrival. Oh, cool. Okay, that's finally starting to arrive for people. Nice. Mike says, all I have on PO right now is Artisan Thor, Clone Trooper, Daredevil from season 2, and my first InArt figure, the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman. Nice. It's Cillian. I'm going to assume that's with a C. Who knows? I'm really bad with names if you haven't gathered. You got it right the first time. It starts with a K. Trust me, I'm Irish. Okay, but I'm so confused. Aaron says, I cancelled Artisan Apocalypse Wolverine due to budget constraints. Excited for Winter Soldier and Predator. Did cancel Scarecrow, but will likely jump back on release. I wonder if you'll be able to pick up Age of the Apocalypse Wolverine later on. As I say, it's still up on Pop Culture, which surprises me to a degree. Joe Stefan says, I'm really torn on Yelena, not sure if she can stand on her own without any other Thunderbolts, and I'll try getting Winter Soldier if the hair comes out good. Yeah, I hope it's, Oh, thank you. It sounds like Killian, but spelt Cillian. Thank you, Chris. I'm going to take your word for it. You might be trolling me and it's late and I'm tired, but lol. I'll trust you. Guys, that's the end of the newsy news. Far out, 2.5 hour stream. Me going, oh, it'll be a quick stream, maybe 90 minutes. No. My goodness. We'll see what happens with the JazzInc, yeah? But anyway, guys, thank you so much for coming to hang out with me. People were worried, oh, there wasn't much news. Don't worry, we always turn up every Friday. We always find something to talk about. Shuri made a cameo. I think we had a bit of everything. So if you've been here and enjoyed the stream, I would appreciate it if you dropped me a like. Maybe consider subscribing if you would like. As I mentioned, for my channel members, let me know what you think about my idea. I'm thinking of doing a members-only stream as a perk once a month where we chat about a movie or a TV show. As I said, I really try to keep the streams spoiler-free. I don't like to wreck things for people. So something to consider. As I said, I am thinking about the channel members and the perks and what we can offer. So pretty awesome stream. Bummed you missed the Shuri cameo. I mean, it's right at the start, Ramstein fan. Like, if you go right to the start of the stream, I reckon it's in the first minute or two. It's funny, I did go back and watch Shuri being so cheeky with the unboxing last week. That little paw trying to steal Cap's stand. My little monkey, I love her so much. Blue Tattoo says, cool stream, Helen. Have a good one. Thank you. I'm about to go to sleep. It's very late and I'm tired. Great stream. Thanks so much. Thanks for coming to hang out, Figure Fan for Life. Mike, and what does that mean? Mate, it's 12:30 a.m. on Saturday morning. I'm very, very tired. Great stream. Thank you, Figure It Out Reviews. Nice to see you in the chat. Oh, Deadpool red suit. I need to watch the beginning now. I mean, if you like cats. Dr. No says, thank you, Helen. Great stream as usual. Hope you have a great week. Warmest regards. Thank you. Hope you have a lovely week too. Ramstein fan, I definitely will go into the replay to watch her. I mean, she's so cute, my little Shuri. Have a great weekend, Helen. Looking forward to the next week. Thanks, Mike. Good to see you in the chat. Looking forward to the Supergirl movie. I hope you like it when you see it, Figure Fan for Life. I hope you enjoy. Cousin Anthony, you're still here. Hit like, subscribe, and stuff. Have a great weekend. Well done, you putting up with my JazzInc stuff, Cousin Anthony. Thanks for the stream as always. You're welcome, guys. Thank you for coming to hang out. Hope you have an amazing week, and we'll be back next Friday to talk about things and stuff. I will see you then. Bye.